All right, let's jump right in. You know, tucked away in your back, you've got two of the most hard-working and honestly unsung heroes in your entire body. And they're not just filters. No way. They're super smart sensors, they're master chemists, and they're basically a life support system all rolled into one. So today, we're going to give these, well, magical beans the spotlight they absolutely deserve.
So picture this. We've all been there, right? It's a super hot day, you're absolutely parched, and you just down glass after glass of water. Ah, that immediate relief. But while you're feeling better, deep inside your body, this incredibly complex and honestly elegant process is just kicking into high gear. So, what happens next? I mean, really, what's going on in there? Well, behind that sudden urge that always follows, there's a total marvel of biological engineering at work. It's this incredibly sophisticated system, and it's deciding the fate of every single drop of water you just drank.
And the stars of this whole show? Well, of course, it's your kidneys. These two little bean-shaped organs are the body's master filters. I mean, they are constantly monitoring your blood, balancing all your fluids, and making these super critical decisions, like second by second, just to keep you alive and healthy.
But, to really truly appreciate what they do, we got to get our heads around the massive scale of their operation. We're not talking about a little trickle here. We're talking about a torrent. Your entire blood supply is on this constant round trip, just looping through these organs. So let's talk numbers. Okay, get ready for this, because this number is wild. Your kidneys filter about 180 liters of blood every single day. Now, to put that into perspective for you, that's enough to fill a large bathtub. That is just a staggering amount of fluid to process in only 24 hours.
And this work, it is absolutely relentless. Your body's entire supply of blood, all of it, passes through your kidneys somewhere between 20 and 25 times a day. Think about that. That means your blood gets a full, deep cleaning service pretty much every hour.
So here's the crucial thing, right? This isn't a job they can just do once and then, clock off for the day. Nope. Because we're always eating, we're always drinking, the stuff in our blood is constantly changing. And that's exactly why the kidneys have to be on permanent duty, 24/7, making these little adjustments all the time.
Okay, so how does this amazing filtering process actually happen? Well, to figure that out, we need to zoom way in. I'm talking down to the microscopic level. We're going to go looking for the real workhorses inside the kidney, these tiny, tiny structures called nephrons.
Now get this, inside each one of your kidneys, there's a whole army of these things, about 1 million nephrons, all working together at the same time. And as a team, they form this incredibly powerful system of filters and sensors that just meticulously sifts through your blood.
And every single one of these million nephrons has this really simple but totally brilliant two-part system. First up, you've got the glomerulus. Think of it like a sieve. And second, you've got the tubule, which is like a super smart sorter. So you've got the sieve and you've got the sorter. Let's see what they actually do.
Okay, this is where the real magic happens. It's what we could call the great separation. The nephron's job is so incredibly precise. It has to figure out of all the thousands of things floating around in your blood, which ones are valuable nutrients that we need to keep, and which ones are just waste products that need to get tossed out. So here's how that two-part system actually works. First, your blood flows into the glomerulus. Remember, that's the sieve. It lets all the small stuff pass through, things like vitamins, minerals, water, and also the waste. Then, this whole mixture flows into the tubule, our smart sorter. The tubule's job is to sense exactly what the body needs and then pull just the right amount of the good stuff back into your blood. So what about all the junk, the stuff the body doesn't need? Well, that smart tubule identifies all the waste products, like urea, which comes from breaking down protein, plus any extra water and salts. It gathers all this leftover stuff and redirects it out of the kidneys, down these tubes called ureters, and straight into the bladder. And that becomes urine.
And hey, this brings us full circle, right back to that glass of water at the beginning. If your kidney's like, whoa, way too much water in the blood, it just sends that extra liquid straight to the bladder. That's why your urine is clear and there's more of it when you're hydrated. But on the flip side, if it senses you're dehydrated, it pulls water back into the blood. The result? Less urine, and it's a darker yellow. It's a perfect little feedback system.
But wait, the kidney's job doesn't even stop there. Believe it or not, they have some pretty remarkable hidden superpowers that go way beyond just cleaning your blood. They're actually essential players in a bunch of other really critical functions in your body. Okay, for example, they activate vitamin D, the stuff that's essential for strong bones. They also release hormones. One is called renin, which helps manage your blood pressure and keep it nice and stable. Another one is called erythropoietin, and that one tells your body to make more red blood cells. That's super important, because without enough of those, you'd feel tired and weak all the time. So yeah, they are true multitaskers, and they're deeply involved in your overall health.
So all of this really just goes to show how unbelievably vital they are, which, leads us to a pretty serious question. What would actually happen if they just stopped working?
Well, the reality is pretty stark. Without our kidneys, our body's fluids would just spiral completely out of control. Every single time we ate, our blood would get hit with another load of unfiltered stuff. And very, very quickly, the buildup of all that toxic waste would become fatal. So they don't just keep things running smoothly, they literally keep us alive.
So maybe the next time you drink a simple glass of water, just take a second to appreciate the silent, tireless, incredible work being done by these fantastic organs. It's a really good thing we have two of these magical beans, isn't it?